Hey, good afternoon. It's 1 o'clock.
And it's Thursday.
So that must mean it's
Opposite
opposite Saxes. Hey, welcome. We're excited that you're with us.
Yeah, glad to have you.
We appreciate you watching and taking the time out of your hectic days to spend 15 minutes or so with us.
Yeah.
And
We look forward to it.
yeah, we do. We have a good time, even though we disagree.
Especially on what we're going to talk about.
And we may or may not disagree on this one today. But we thought it might be...
Because we don't know a lot about it.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
But we thought it might be interesting to talk about online dating.
Yep. Which online dating has been around for a while. I mean, it's not since we were dating.
No, we didn't have it.
We didn't have online dating when we were dating. We
didn't have computers.
That's right. Dating. Yeah, we didn't have
No, we didn't
internet.
have any of that. No, nothing.
Website.
Nada.
We had a phone.
We did have the phone.
And you couldn't text either.
No,
you couldn't text each other. You had to physically call.
We had a dial phone or a push button phone.
Those were the days where you'd say to somebody, "Can I have your phone number?"
Yeah, not anymore.
I'd like to give you a call.
Well, they still want the phone number so they can, text you.
No, now what you do is you take your phone and you take my phone and you
contact. You send the contact info.
Yeah, you trade contact information.
Yes.
But it was fascinating. We were talking to some other friends, especially some friends that were a little older and were maybe in the dating scene again for the second or sometimes third time, about dating sites, what they've become. And it was interesting because I think that it's kind of split right down the middle.
It is either love it or you hate it.
Yeah. And
there's no in
those
between.
that hate it seem to say, well, I tried it once or twice and it's not for me.
Right.
And there's others that say,
I'm on 4 or 5 sites or 6 sites, whatever.
Yeah, or at least once a week or every weekend I go on and I look.
Right. And some people have met a few people and may not necessarily have hooked up, but is that an old thing?
Hooked
is that
up?
An old phrase?
We hooked up, but that was 47 years ago.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's probably an old phrase. Whatever. But some of them just maybe want somebody to go to a movie with or want to play bridge.
That's what makes a lot of those sites different from each other because some are very, very focused on certain age groups. Some are focused on certain things that you're looking for. Well, let me give you examples.
Okay.
When dating sites started, I think you may have more information on it than I do, but I think eHarmony and Match.com were probably two of the leaders.
And they still are. eHarmony is number one.
Really, still is.
Yeah. Among seniors, among young people.
Well, wait, do they have eHarmony for seniors?
Yes.
And eHarmony for young adults?
Yes.
Okay, so they have segmented themselves.
Yes. And that's the number one.
In the beginning, I mean, it was like one website for everybody.
Match.com.
Yeah, so if you were looking for, say you were a widower, and you were looking for somebody of a similar situation to share experiences and all with. Say you're an avid fisherman, so you want to meet somebody that likes to go out on a boat and goes fishing on the weekends. You had to kind of just go through the waters of all of these people to try and find those with those specific interests.
Would you go on a dating website if something happened to me or we weren't together or whatever?
I suppose I would.
Really?
Well, I would do it only because I don't know what it's all about. I wouldn't say that's how I would meet my next date, my next wife, whatever.
Are you getting married again? Are you?
I knew if I said that, it would come up.
Are you?
Probably not. And that could put me in the doghouse too, because sometimes somebody says, "Would you get married again?" No. Why? I never make the same mistake twice.
No, it's not what you're supposed to say, actually.
But I think that's part of the dating experience, especially the online dating experience. You got to decide: am I going to this just because for companionship, or am I going into this because I want to find another mate? I want another
Well,
spouse.
I would like
if you
to
will.
think you're going, if something happened to me, God forbid, and we don't plan on it, but if something happened to me, or we would never get divorced.
No, it's
No,
too costly.
no, yeah, you're right. Way too. The
But
would I don't know how to
just say it.
No. You would probably go on.
What would I
just
be looking for?
You would probably go on just to go to a movie, just for a little companionship, just to start out. Now it might evolve into something
there
else.
There are some people that I think that if they were in that situation, they would say, "I'm not going to go on a dating site because I'm perfectly happy being by myself. If I go out and I meet somebody, socially, fine, but I don't need a dating site." There are others that say, "I don't like being alone. I want to do something." And like you said,
I would want you to be happy.
Maybe I'm looking for somebody to go to the theater. Maybe there is a single woman out there
Right.
that really likes to go see live theater.
Right.
And they also have these groups called meetups.
Right.
Where you can go to a meetup group, and they are meetups for people that like live theater. They have meetups for people that like to go out and taste wine. They got meetups for people that like to walk. And so you can do one of those groups. But I think you're talking primarily about the online dating services.
And you know what? I would want you to be happy if something happened to me. And I would want you to go, I don't know if I'd want you to go on to online dating, because for me, I don't personally believe in it. Not that I don't believe in it. I wouldn't do it for me. I believe in it. I think it's good for some people. I think some people need it. That's the only way they're going to find somebody that has the same interests as they do.
It may be a good starting point.
Right. And yes, and it may be a good starting point. But I would rather go with, I don't trust people, is basically. I wouldn't trust anyone. And I don't want to have to deal with wondering, is this person a nice person, a good person? Is this person out for something else? Did this person have a bad background? What's this person been doing these years?
Let's face it.
So I would rather find somebody through other people, through references, through maybe a blind date or a fix-up. Not a blind date, a fix-up. Through friends.
I know.
Somebody else that knew this person.
The skeptical part of online dating is, if you decide that you want to take advantage of online dating, the first thing you have to do is create a profile. You have to put a picture of yourself. You have to create a profile that talks a little bit about your background.
It's a little bit of work.
And let's face it, we're all a little bit biased about what information we want to share. Right. And what information we may not want to share until maybe we have dated somebody for 6 months and then want to tell them a little. So that's part of the online part that I would have trouble with is I see this woman's picture and she likes this and she likes that. She likes cooking. She likes going out for dinner.
But does she really?
Or
is she just saying that?
Well, what skeletons are in her closet?
Yeah.
And what skeletons are in mine?
And the picture that she has up there, is it real or is it fake?
Right.
Is it new? Is it old?
That's where Photoshop comes in.
Yeah.
Because I think we've all seen the stories of somebody that has gone out on that date, and they say, "Oh, you don't look a lot like your photo online. You look older. You look younger. You look thinner. Whatever."
Yeah, whatever. But I think that there also might be some people that are also seeking the same thing, companionship, that are within our circle or your circle of friends. You never know.
But let me ask you a question. You said, okay, you may want to rely on friends to get a date.
Yeah.
So a friend sets you up with somebody because he's a nice guy. He's divorced or he's widowed or so. And he sets you up and
it doesn't work out.
Yeah, he's a real jerk. Dog. What does that do for your relationship with the friend that set you up?
That's true. Well,
you say, please don't do this again.
First of all, I would probably know whole heck of a lot about this person. I
Before
would
you
see
went out.
pictures. I would know about him. I would know this friend very well. And I would make it clear to this friend, I'm not sure I want to do this because of our friendship. I don't want to ruin our friendship. I would make sure my bases are covered. Okay? Let's put it that way. But you're right. I mean, that's always always a downfall. But look at the online dating. I mean, after that you could be stalked.
Well, that's true.
They know where you.
Or what happens if you go out on that first date or a couple of dates, and then you decide, that I'm not really interested in that person, and maybe they were a little more interested in you, and they want to know how come you didn't call.
That's right. Well, the one thing is, if you go on that online dating ever, don't give your address out right away.
That's true.
You cannot do that.
And what's the best first date to maybe recommend or suggest if you do online dating?
Go to Starbucks. Go someplace for coffee.
What if they don't like coffee?
Then maybe they like ice cream.
Okay.
Donuts. You love donuts.
Everybody likes donuts.
Go to Dunkin' Donuts.
Yep.
Go to a donut store. Go to a park.
I'll meet you at the drive-thru.
Go to a park. A park is easy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But food always works.
But no online dating for me. It's not happening. I'd have to be very desperate.
If something happened
I'm
to
not
me,
that desperate.
You wouldn't go into online dating?
No. Very easy answer. No.
But do you think you could just go on?
And there won't be anybody
living alone without with nobody else in the house, or would you sell the house and go into a condo?
I don't know what I'd do. It depends where we were at that point. Maybe we'd already be in a place that I absolutely love. I don't know. I have learned through friends and family, never say never. I think I can say never to the online dating, but I can't say where I'll be, what I'll be doing, because you just don't know.
Well, and now lately they've been running commercials for new dating services specifically for seniors.
Yes.
Now, then the next question comes up: does an older woman want to go on to a dating website for seniors, or is she more of a cougar? And maybe she's in her 60s, but she'd really like to kind of to float out there with some 40 or 50-year-olds.
And maybe she will. I mean, it's open ended.
It works both. I think that happens with men. Men probably go into that dating website. She's in her late 60s or early 70s, like me. Maybe I'd like to look into the 50.
I want a hotter chick.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking
a
for
younger looking person.
Looking for some arm candy.
Right, exactly.
Right,
and that's why there are so many dating sites.
And that could be
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, there's in fact I just looked at a site.
Are most dating sites, do they cost something, or are
some
free?
No, most of them cost. It could be $20. It could and a little bit. It's doable.
How come you know so much about this?
Well, I wanted to make sure I had something for the show.
You been looking into it?
I needed. Yeah, right. No, I wanted something for the show, so I knew what we were talking about. But it's interesting. Look at this one. The name of this site: Coffee Meets Bagel.
Coffee Meets Bagel.
Yeah. Another one called Happening. Yeah.
See, Coffee Meets Bagel, I would like that.
Plenty of fish. How do you like that one?
Yeah, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah, it's cute. Her.
Well, is this?
I didn't look at her
is this
to
for
see if that was for women.
Women looking for women.
I didn't look, but.
And then is there a him?
No, there's a hinge.
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 That sounds a little.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then Bumble.
Bumble.
Bumble
is a website.
And Tinder.
Bumble sounds like it's a dating website for losers. I haven't been successful in any one of the other websites, so I'm going to go on Bumble.
Now, here's other dating sites. Best for marriage seekers.
Oh, for those that specifically want to get married again.
Yeah. Best for missed connections. Yeah. Best
These are
for
all-
quick and easy hookups. Oh, I guess that
one-
still is a word.
One-nighters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there's probably people that are looking for that. I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
they'll advertise that in their profile. Not looking for a serious relationship, just looking for dating with benefits.
Yep. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to be careful.
Yeah.
Very careful in more ways than one. But yeah, the number one is eHarmony. That's the number one. And Match
Match.com.
is closely, it's between Match and eHarmony.
Well, those are like the originals. I mean, you got Facebook, which is probably the leader in social interaction. So
Yeah.
Social sites. But now you got Twitter and Snapchat and all those other sites.
There's another one where the female has to message first. Okay? So the female gets the male's info, and the male has 24 hours to respond, or he's out.
What he responds?
If
Yay or nay? I'd like to meet you.
Yeah. And if she doesn't hear from him, then that's it. He's not allowed to
And
come back to her.
And we're talking about the dating websites. Are there dating websites where you date virtually
I'm sure there
primarily,
are.
or
I didn't see
as
them.
your first, like you have to?
I'm sure in this
you have to
age of
meet
Zoom.
virtually for the first 2 or 3 dates. Then maybe you get together physically.
I'm sure. I mean, I didn't see them,
And
but I
also,
would think so.
what about the effect of web dating's websites on long distance relationships? A guy says he hooks up with somebody on a website and all, and she's in Seattle and he's in Savannah, Georgia.
Well, it could be one of them wants to see that area of the country anyway, or is thinking of moving to that area of the country. Who knows? But in this age of Zoom, anything is possible.
Well, and that probably is something in your profile too. That
Yeah.
you say looking for somebody in the Northwest, or looking for somebody in
Maybe.
North Texas, looking for somebody in
Yeah, but
Minneapolis
wouldn't you think that
area.
most people are looking for somebody in their area or within a half an hour away?
Yes, or they may say, I'm looking for somebody in the Minneapolis area or the Boca Raton area, because they figure if I meet somebody here, fine. But if I can meet somebody that's
South
in
in a nice
a
climate.
nice climate, and I'd be willing to leave. There's so many aspects to
so many
online dating.
aspects, so many options. Yeah, it's a world we haven't visited, needless to say.
And I really don't anticipate it.
Aw.
No,
Well, that's not to say you don't.
I don't, because if I met somebody on a website or something, somehow, some way, you would be watching over my shoulder.
You think?
Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Ah,
Hey,
you're cute. I think I'll keep you around.
Yeah, we don't need dating websites.
No. And
we
then-
have a hard enough time trying to find a movie. She still got the remote, by the way. If you watched last week's show,
I do.
yeah, well, won't give it up.
Yep.
So I guess the bottom line to this show is that we're happy where we are.
We're happy where we are, and we're staying that way.
Okay, you stay that way too, and then maybe come back next Thursday and join us again at 1:00 on Thursday for another edition of Opposite Saxes. Okay.
Don't forget,
Bye.
we'll be here.